So why did my friend get so upset? Well, I wrote a post on my blog called The World's Best Medicine. And this is what I said. Why were the comedians Billy T. James and Fred Dagg so popular? They were popular because they sold humour that made us laugh at ourselves. In New Zealand we have become far too serious and we have made laws that restrict our freedom. We are teaching our children that they are the boss of their home, and if their parents smack them for misbehaving, then the kids can sue their mums and dads for disciplining them. We are teaching our children that when they leave school and get a job, they can misbehave as much as they like, and if they get the sack from their work, then they can sue their boss for hurting their feelings. That in itself has to be funny. This is serious stuff, but it's also very comical because the law is an ass and makes no sense. We need to get rid of personal grievance claims from our employment law in this country using humour. We need to poke fun at the law and at ourselves for introducing it in the first place. Breaking down the barriers. Our jails are full of Maori people, and instead of educating them on how to speak English so they can get a job, the government spends millions of dollars on teaching Pākehās how to speak Maori. I was brought up with Maoris in the King Country, Waikato and Bay of Plenty, and they were people that loved to laugh at themselves. I remember when a Maori boy stuck his head out the window of the school bus and said to these Maori kids, "Gee, you're black. If you weren't smiling, I wouldn't have seen you." And they all laughed. It took great comedians like Billy T. James to break down the racial barriers by teaching us how to laugh at ourselves. Fred Dagg broke down the barriers between town and country by speaking language that we could all relate to, and at the same time made us laugh at ourselves. In this post I wrote a letter to Peter Dr. Sharples, who's the leader of the Maori Party. And this is what I said. Dear Dr. Sharples, Big Chief Maori Party, Your Honour Dr. Peter Sharples, Kia ora. Did I spell it right? I never took Maori at Te Puke High School. Anyway, I was too busy playing rugby. All I knew about Maoris in them days was they had very white teeth. I think my old man might have had some Maori in him because he had a flat nose and he hung around Taiapi cutting scrub and shearing sheep. I might make a claim one day when I get broke. Anyway, the reason for my letter is to tell you about how sad it is to see all those good people locked up in jail, and I have an idea how we can get some of them out of jail and back into work. At the moment, it is illegal to smack and illegal to sack, so no bugger does as they're told anymore. Some of them want a bloody good hiding, and others just want to be told what is right and what is wrong. I've just spent 4 years learning employment law, and I reckon I can teach some of these young people how to get a job or how to go into business and work for themselves. I taught some high school kids one year, and only 25% knew what they're going to do when they left school. But after one term in my class, 85% of them had made up their mind what they wanted to do when they left school. Not bad, eh, for an old sheep shearer with a small brain and a Te Puke education. To get my plan in action, we first have to talk to you fellas in the bee house. To do that, I need an invitation to speak at your fella's turf. So you could have a word to the fella up the front and see if he'll let me stand up and share my ideas on how to get Maoris out of jail and back into work. Anyway, there's a few pictures in this email for you to show around and see if anyone is interested. I've done all I can to get politicians to take notice of me, but no one will listen to me. By the way, when I come up to stay at your place, can I bring the missus? She won't take up much room in the bed because she's lost a lot of weight with the worry that John and you fellas have given her with your stupid law. We need to change the New Zealand employment law and fatten her up a bit. Chair, good spelling, eh? Yeah, I pinched it. Cheers from Ronnie B.